Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. Al Jazeera reports that despite a U.S. brokered ceasefire agreement, Israeli forces have continued airstrikes in the Gaza Strip, resulting in the deaths of at least 10 people within a 24-hour period. Among the casualties was an aid driver for the World Central Kitchen, WCK, identified as Aham Nasser Salim, who was killed while transporting supplies. The WCK has condemned the incident, stating that humanitarian aid deliveries should never be a target, and is calling for Israel to provide a full account of the attack. According to the Gaza Ministry of Health, the ongoing violence has killed over 1,000 Palestinians since the ceasefire was established in October 2025. Furthermore, health authorities warn that the enclave's medical infrastructure is nearing a total collapse due to severe shortages of essential supplies. Meanwhile, diplomatic efforts for a second phase of the ceasefire, which would include the disarmament of Hamas and the withdrawal of Israeli military forces, remain at a standstill as negotiators meet in Cairo. According to Tsingtao, the death toll from the devastating 7.5 magnitude earthquake that recently struck Venezuela has risen to 3,811, with 16,740 people reported injured. Authorities noted that the region has been hit by 1,102 aftershocks, causing significant destruction across the country. Jorge Rodriguez, the president of the National Assembly, released the updated figures via social media. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez stated on national television that the government is seeking the unfreezing of Venezuelan assets held abroad. She emphasized that if these funds were released, the country would have the necessary resources to manage its own reconstruction projects and implement employment and education recovery plans. Meanwhile, the United Nations has also launched an appeal for $296 million in international humanitarian aid to support relief and rebuilding efforts over the next 6 months. According to a report from TechCrunch, the New York Times and the Daily News have filed a new motion for sanctions against OpenAI, alleging the company intentionally hid evidence during their 2-year-old copyright lawsuit. The news organizations claim that OpenAI misrepresented its technical capabilities regarding the ability to search its own training corpus and ChatGPT conversation logs. Newly surfaced details from a court-ordered deposition suggest that OpenAI had internally analyzed its training data for copyrighted works and had developed tools to track content regurgitation, contradicting previous claims that such searches were technically impossible or overly burdensome. The plaintiffs further allege that OpenAI provided unusable, heavily redacted datasets and violated court-mandated preservation orders by deleting billions of chat logs. The publishers are now seeking judicial discipline, including the exclusion of OpenAI's evidence and legal fee reimbursement, arguing that the company actively obstructed the discovery process to protect its interests. According to a report from Shinhonet, the U.S. housing market saw home prices reach an all-time high in June. The National Association of Realtors, NAR, announced that the median price for an existing home climbed to $440,600 US. This increase represents a 1.8% rise from the previous year and marks the third consecutive year of monthly price hikes. While the NAR notes that housing affordability is showing some early signs of improvement, high costs remain the primary obstacle for many potential buyers. Market data shows that existing home sales fell by 2.4% in June compared to the previous month, as buyers remain highly sensitive to fluctuations in mortgage rates. Furthermore, the market continues to struggle with severe supply constraints. Housing inventory remains near historical lows, with a minimal year-over-year increase of only 1.3%. Despite these headwinds, experts suggest that consistent job growth, with over 500,000 new positions added this year, will continue to provide necessary support to the U.S. housing sector moving forward. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.